Alley Spring and Alley Mill and Story Creek School. Way to Alley's Mill and Spring. Alley's Mill, and you can hear the spring. And it's very picturesque as it comes through this little narrow opening. This is the pool, and it shows how fast the spring is coming out through that opening. Springs, average daily flow 81 million gallons.
It's up all the way across there.
This is where the spring breaks the surface. You can hardly see it. Comes in so much volume, and it's completely around this area. I am just panning very slowly to hear as it going through the rocks there. Now this is actually a mineral pond. The people are just up, and you can see them in the pond area, and it is beautiful. Just showing you, and I'm panning around to see the different colors, and you can see the water life in there. And we will go back to the mill now. I'm going to pan down the bluff, and that's where it comes in. You can see some caves are deep in areas that go in. If you look real close, you can see like watercress or some plant life growing in this pond. The view of the water going, and you can see it as it just goes through this narrow opening to turn the mill. Water coming out the mill area, and you can see the forest, and of course the mill is... Okay.
Just go ahead with this.
Okay. The grain will be sent down by gravity and be ground up here and be pulled up by the elevators and taken up to the swing sifter up on the second floor. The swing sifter would sift it out and send it to each machine. And each machine would grind up smaller, smaller, smaller until it got to the final grinding and the final sifting. And if it would pass through silk, it was flour. That was the most expensive part of the screens to replace on the swing sifter. And over here is the corn roller mill. And it did the same thing, but it only needed one mill to grind up corn into corn meal. When it came over from Europe, the Europeans had gears on it, so these wheels and belts had an awful racket. They couldn't sell the thing over here, so they redesigned it. It came off nice and quiet. Let me show you that this would shell it. They'd throw it in here, corn cob and all, and it would spin and separate the corn from the cob and throw it off into the wall and slide down into a vat or bin, if you will, down into the basement here, where it would be picked up. Well, looky here, what we have. It's a little belt with a scoop on it, over 14 inches or so, and it would take a scoop of the corn and take it upstairs and dump it. And it would slide down into the machine there where it would be ground up. And that's what all of these are. All of these that you see here is a whole series of them. They went to this is
the second floor where they would clean the wheat. The third floor you cannot get to. but it would handle taking off the fungus and dirt of the wheat. This then cleaned the wheat, and it went sifted it into this sifter. Then it went downstairs to the clean wheat area for the grinding. One of the grinders that you can see, and it just went around in circles, and the brushes cleaned the wheat off. As you know, this will tell you that it is a mill shower, and it was used for corn. The cliffs, and I will bring them in, there is some caves like that you can enter in many of them. And you can see the beginning of the Jack Fork River. You can also see all of the water plants. And a look of the mill that comes through. The Story Creek School. I'll take you back. It is a one-room school. It is padlocked, and we were unable to go in to show you what it would look like on the inside. You can see there's people walking on a path over there, and this is very picturesque country. Was